we take history with warts and all.
It's true. I remember I used to live in Washington D.C. and I used to live on East Capitol, which is the road that goes eastward from the Capitol. The Capitol kind of splits D.C. into four quadrants. And I would run down there, and I was running with a friend, and we reached the Capitol. And across from the Capitol is the Supreme Court. And at the top of the top of the court, it says equal justice under law. And for whatever reason that day I was disenfranchised with something, and I was saying to my friend, "Can you believe this? Can you believe this nonsense? Equal justice under law. Nothing that we've seen recently has been equal." And they said to me, "That might be true, but out of any country in the world, that statement is most true in America." And it changed my perspective because originally I had been comparing America to perfection, which is an unfair standard. Nothing's perfect. But if you compare it to reality, this is where gratefulness of America comes. Because what you were talking about with the stoning of girls who were half buried in sand, what you even see with people getting arrested for not even praying in the UK, for thinking about praying outside churches after admitting that they were praying. These sorts of things seem so unjust. How could it possibly exist? There is a country in the world where it exists less than any other. And that's America, mainly the West, right? And so it is interesting, and I'm happy to hear that you're so proud to adopt it. I certainly share that pride in adopting the values.
In fact, the UK as well. I mean, the UK had a hand in building America.
100%. I mean, I think you're right in saying that they gave up the hegemon status in World War II and to fight, and that then was taken by the mantle of America.
Yeah, America just seems like to be the best of British, absolute best, a plus more. And there's a saying that the British Empire never really went away; it just transformed into a bank. It's like the Roman Empire didn't disappear, converted to a church. Genghis Khan, Mongol Empire didn't disappear. Look at all of us,
What do you say to people that do talk negatively about the UK or Scotland in particular, your home?
Make sure you have a right to do so, because the UK is under a lot of flack, and I'm reticent to criticize the UK too much. I speak out against the government because I believe that the British people I speak to, they can't stand what's going on. I don't know any Brit who thinks it's okay to arrest somebody for a tweet. I don't know any Brit who thinks it's okay that child grooming gangs is running the country, ruining the country. I don't know any Brits looking at their neighborhoods getting filthy and thinking this is okay. I don't know any Scot who's okay with having being the home. Glasgow's the home. Is the number one place for mass illegal immigration and asylum seekers. They're all being placed in Glasgow. Okay, most Scots I speak to, just like, what is this?
So if it has such little social popularity, why is it happening so frequently? Do we know?
I think we've got to say it. People don't talk about this enough. Qatari funding is immense. Qatar owns more of London than the royal family. Qatar opened up the Islamic Center of Studies at Oxford University. King Charles opened it up, going salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. But look, there's mass infiltration of Qatari money, which is immense, to universities all across the world. And we're being dictated to by a country, for without oil, they would just be sand. Bullshit. How do they think they're superior to us?
Is this one of those things that people in the UK are talking about, but know they shouldn't? Or is this something that people just don't know?
Most of us are completely oblivious. It's not said in the media, because how could they? Sky News just cancels everything out. This is why it's important for us to share the message, to share it with our friends and family, to have the difficult conversations, even if it does mean you'll lose friendships and get cancelled. But people are fearful of their jobs. people worry about not being able to support their family, putting food on the table. We're living in incredibly difficult economic times. And the truth is, we're losing the war because evil reigns when good people do nothing.
There's a lot of battles you could have fought. You chose this one. Russia, Ukraine, China, Tibet, Myanmar, a lot of different options, and you went with this. What brought you towards this as opposed to something else that you could have spoken about that would have perhaps given you less backlash, less threat of arrest, less cancellation?
This is the biggest problem we have in the UK, by far. Our London mayor is Muslim. We have a mayor of Brighton he can't even speak English. Never mind, I don't think he can speak any language well. It's like eggs and like for breakfast are healthy. It's not even eggs. He's probably talking about some kind of curry nonsense, which is filled with vegetable oil, seed oils. Not a big fan. Anyway, and Shabana Mahmood, who's the Home Secretary of the UK. She has political oversight of MI5, MI6, and the police. MI5, MI6 being, CIA, FBI, James Bond shit, right? Nonsense. Our police, the reason for our police doing what they do is because we've already lost the game in some ways. This is not the UK. London is turning into a shithole because of a mayor who's building like 40,000 homes near mosques because he said in a direct quote, he said, well, Muslim people want to eat halal food. I don't give a shit about your halal food. Stop eating your camel meat. Honestly, you're here in the UK. There's a funny story of UK supermarkets. They put tags because everything gets stolen, right? So they're putting tags on things that are valuable. So they put tags on beef, lamb chops. But you look at the price of pork chops, sometimes they can be higher, £7 as opposed to £4. No tags on the pork chops. I wonder why.
Very interesting. I think I actually have seen that set of reels or news articles on that one in particular.
It's the best way. It's the UK fighting back in a very British way.
What's your take on toxic masculinity? Does it exist? Is it a myth?
I mean, I'm no expert. I'm pretty toxic myself, I guess.
So it exists.
Yeah, look. Okay, I take the statement back. I'm a flawed individual. I make mistakes all the bloody time, right? But I'm here to improve. If you tell me, Ryan, that was shit behavior, I'll take it. I want to improve. I'm not doing all of this because I think I'm right no matter what. I'm not a religion. I'm not the Quran. I know I'm flawed. I need to go repent every single day. Every single second pretty much at this stage. But look, we're all here to improve. So it can get lazy to just describe somebody, oh, he's toxic. Therapy language, it's just bullshit. It's just too much, right? Leave me alone. I'm a human being, and you don't call me a narcissist just yet, If you're a paid professional and you actually know what the hell you're talking about. But if some young college student is like, oh my God, you're just such a narcissist, and you're a whatever therapy language they want to use on me, you're a sociopath. That's a good one. It's like, have you met a real sociopath? Do you know what that is? Have you looked in the eyes of one? Because it's really dangerous. And I'm more likely to buy you a bacon sandwich and make sure that you get home okay. Right? Masculinity is... I think masculinity is just wanting to stand up for what is right.
How do you determine what's right and what's wrong?
Well, I think we're given a lot of grace on that one because we live in beautiful societies. Just look at the results. We have clean water. We have access to good education. We have a lot of freedom. And it might just all be a delusion. We're living in a video game. But it's a nice video game, that simulation that we're in. You know, the fact that we can listen to a podcast and learn so much, conversations from great people like Chris Williamson, Jordan Peterson, who are somebody on the left I can quote quickly just so I don't sound too far right. CEO, but Diaries of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett, right?
Yeah.
What brilliant access to information that we have. Beautiful. You know, we're so privileged. These are bespoke conversations that only the elite had access to. Now everybody, we can stand on the shoulders of giants, literally.